How do we measure magnetism? All right, that is the question for today. And that is the question for number 88 on the list of the 144 fractal faculties of the Tree of Life. If you'd like to get a quick refresher on the Tree of Life, just watch my video called Tree of Life, an introduction, and that should get you up to speed. It's just 10 minutes. That'll get you up to speed enough to be able to follow along with all these videos that I'm doing. And you can also help yourself by clicking the link in the description, and that will get you a list of the 144 fractal faculties of the Tree of Life, and that's free. So just click the link in the description, get your free list, and it has all 144 of the fractal faculties, just like an abstract of each one, a few sentences on each one. And that's enough to be able to, cross-reference and compare and contrast and just kind of have the viewpoint of the whole thing all at once. Okay, now today we're looking at number 88. And just remember, the Tree of Life is, at least for these purposes, is a map of our consciousness. And each one of the spheres or circles here are aspects of our consciousness, or faculties of our consciousness, or abilities of our consciousness. And there are 10 circles plus the abyss, an implied sphere or circle, and then the zero above the tree. So a total of 12 different categories of consciousness or aspects of consciousness, and so on. Now today, for number 88, we are centered here in the abyss. Okay, and so this is one of our faculties of consciousness. It happens to be the faculty of consciousness related to our psychic powers. Our psychic powers really have to do with our magnetic charges. The psychic powers come down to really omens. Omens are, strong coincidences, anomalies, uncanninesses, strange juxtapositions, deja vus, things that are outside of the normal realm of statistical possibility, where things that happen that are just like, wow, that was really, really strange. Recurring names, recurring numbers, recurring themes that keep coming up. Now, this is something that is supposed to be able to kind of trigger you to think, hey, this is something important. I need to pay attention to this. Okay, and that is the first part of our psychic powers, is our psychic receptivity. Just the ability to be able to recognize that this anomalousness is something that is important to pay attention to. And then also within that is a course of action, a prescribed course of action. And that is the second part, is to be able to take advantage of that course of action and to take that course of action. That's our psychic heat, our ability to act upon the omen. So the psychic powers are, one, ability to recognize the omen, and then the two, ability to act upon the omen, which requires a lot of courage, because a lot of times if you're going to act upon the omen, you're putting yourself out there, and you're doing something that is going to draw attention to yourself as being like crazy or weird or, out of the ordinary. Okay, so that kind of describes the psychic powers. Really what you're doing is that you're stepping into the field of a magnetic charge when you get into the realm of the psychic powers, and the omen itself is the magnetic charge, and the psychic powers are based on how you act according to that magnetic charge. Okay, now when we go from the 12 different categories or capabilities of consciousness here at the tree, to get to 144, we need to take the tree to the second power. 12 times 12 is 144. So what we're really doing here is we're taking the whole tree, shrinking it down, and then applying it to each one of the spheres. So we take, for example, this night sphere, we break the night sphere down into its 12 parts. It's got a mini 10th sphere and a mini ninth sphere and a mini 8th sphere and a mini 7th sphere within it. So the ninth sphere itself being one of the 12 aspects of consciousness, when you break it down to the next level, it itself has 12 different aspects. And same with all the other 12 categories. Each one has 12 subcategories. So that's when we do that here with the abyss for number 88. What we're really looking at is we're looking at the seventh fractal, or the seventh subcategory within the category of the overall category of the abyss. So we're looking at the seventh fractal of the abyss. And when we go here to the seventh sphere, we recognize it's, and we may remember the seventh sphere has to do with our imagination, has to do with putting things together into congregations, meaning that we put them together based on their external superficial qualities into pleasing arrangements. It also has to do with our intuition, going inside to get answers to questions that we have, to basic questions that we have that are that need to be verified through our experience as well. It's not enough just to get the intuition. We also have to verify it. And then also inspiration, being able to get inspiration from other people who are doing things that you aspire to. Okay, so those, and then finally our higher calling within. This is our kind of receiving that higher calling, not like actually doing anything about it, but receiving it. Okay, and so those qualities are within this abyss here. When we look at number 88, it's a combination of those different aspects. Now, number 88 is called magnetic units. Stage number 88 is about the ways to measure the physical effects of the magnetic motions. All magnetic phenomena, and in fact all phenomena in general, can be measured in units of space and time only. Many magnetic units have electrical analogs whose units are reduced by a time over space factor from their magnetic counterparts. The universe is made out of motion, and motion is the relationship between space and time. Everything in the universe is expressible as a relation between space and time. Space and time are identical, except that they are reciprocals of each other. They both progress, and they both have three scalar or directionless dimensions. Space is measured in distance. Time is measured in degrees of angle. The 2-dimensional nature of the magnetic charge and one-dimensional nature of the electric charge. Permeability is a value indicating how supportive a medium is to the formation of a magnetic field. Magnetic permeability is time to the third power over space to the fourth power, which is like electrical resistance, or analogous to electrical resistance, which is time to the second power over space to the third power. Permeability is hard to spot because it usually has the same value as the matter that is present, close to 1. Vector H and polarization are both 1 over time. 1 over time times permeability equals the magnetic field intensity. So t to the second power over space to the fourth power. 1 over t when vector h, 1 over t when permeability is taken out of the magnetic field intensity, then we get polarization, vector h, and polarization. The flux density is also t to the second power over s to the fourth power. Magnetic flux is t to the second power over s to the second power. Magnetic moment is t to the second power over s. And magnetization is the magnetic moment over the volume. So magnetization is also t to the second power over s to the fourth power, as is vector potential, t to the second power over s to the fourth power. Reluctance is s to the third power over t to the third power, which is like inductance for magnetic motive force. Reluctance resists the establishment of a magnetic flux by magnetic motive force. Magnetic charges are negative because the 2D magnetic rotations of an atom are positive. So the magnetic charge is taking away of that, of a measure of their positivity. Dipole moment, t to the second power over s. And so then we also have some of these, just to hear some of the anomalies. Dipole moment for electricity is t, but dipole moment for magnetic is t to the second power over s. Charge, electric charge, is t over s, while magnetic flux is t to the second power over s to the second power. Electrical potential is t over s to the second power, while vector potential, magnetic vector potential, is t to the second power over s to the third power. Flux density, electrical flux density, is t over s to the third power, while magnetic flux density is t to the second power over s to the fourth power. Field intensity is also t over s to the third power for electricity, and for magnetic, it is also t to the second power over s to the fourth power. Resistivity is t to the second power over s to the fourth power for electricity, and for magnetism, inductance is the analogous property, which is t to the third power over s to the third power. And then, as we said, resistance, electrical resistance, is t to the second power over s to the third power, while permeability is t to the third power over s to the fourth power. Okay, so that is the basics of the magnetic units, which is number 88 on the list of the 144 fractal faculties of the Tree of Life. So thank you for tuning in today and sticking around to the end of the video. I know that's pretty technical, and it seems maybe seemingly coming out of nowhere, as it is mostly from the reciprocal system of theory, or the reciprocal system 2, which is a theory of everything that I feel is very useful, and we will be getting into that much more deeply as we move along with this channel. As we finish this Tree of Life stuff, we're going to get into the reciprocal system of Dewey B. Larson and its update by Bruce Perret. And so stay tuned for that in the future. I'll be rolling out number 89 on this list here also in the very near future. And hopefully some other videos on different topics will emerge here slowly but surely. Please remember to click the link in the description if you'd like to get that free copy of the 144 Fractal Faculties of the Tree of Life. You can also donate to me directly through Cash App or Venmo, listed in the description, if you'd like to donate to this project. And otherwise, have a beautiful day, and we will see you very soon.